special address. Chief guest, Shri Montek Singh Ahluwalia, Deputy Chairman, Planning Commission, Government of India, to launch the project Aahaar.
The launch of Aahaar marks that event, that moment. So that's the background for FICCI for this particular occasion. Just one other word, that we have now done 3 different types of programs on with DRDO and in the field of innovation. The first is that you've just seen, that's today, the Aahaar, and the bottom of the pyramid technologies. The second we do is with DST, Lockheed Martin and University of Texas at Austin, where we identify about 15 to 20 innovators every year and send them to the University of Texas at Austin for training in commercialization, so that they're helped to commercialize those technologies. And the third initiative that FICCI has launched just last year is with USAID. We have launched a Millennium Fund, whereby both of us, and we, because of the help that we'll get from the Technology Development Board, USAID and FICCI will contribute $7.5 million each towards identifying, replicating and scaling up innovations that we have that we find, and then transferring them hopefully to other countries in Africa and Asia, etc. So FICCI is very pleased to be able to have this collaboration with the defense establishment, and I hope that this will go forward as we move along. With those few words, I really want to welcome Dr. Ahluwalia again. Thank you very much, sir, for sparing the time, and thank you all for being here with us. Thanks.
Is the research which the DFRL has done. It has done research in the area of how to sterilize it, how to make it, how to give a preservative which does not lose its nutritive value, and how to package it so that it can be transported, and how to make it available in the least possible time. All these factors have been given. I am very happy that this product has found favor with the society as a whole. Now, the effort of Basix and FICCI, which are responsible for taking it to the society as a whole and to various platforms where it can be used, are excellent. Actually, DRDO FICCI Advanced Accelerated Technology Assessment and Commercialization Program is one of those initiatives in which such technologies have been given to the society, and it has really yielded good results. I must say that almost 20 to 25 technologies which have been marketed through this process are a real testimony of this model of converting DRDO high-tech technologies into the service of the society. And I'm happy to note that as part of this strategy, DRDO has entered into an MOU with Basix for commercialization of food technologies, that is instant dal and ready-to-eat, developed by DFRL to benefit those at the base of the pyramid, and that means producers and the consumers.
The role of Basix in this is that we will involve people from the base of the pyramid throughout the production chain. So while the first step is of course to start with ready mix and then produce the rotis and the dal, but we are already working with the Small Farmers Agribusiness Consortium, sir, in 16 states, to both with vegetable producers clusters and with pulse producers clusters. And the idea is that in a year's time, the dal would be sourced from those clusters, and then we'll also bring in cut vegetables as the third item to be served, and we'll use DRDO technology for that also. So in other words, there will be a full value chain all the way from the farm to the self-help group, which would act as the production centers, to the urban consumption centers. We have done test marketing in Bangalore and in Delhi, and the results are very heartening and there are some very surprising positive findings.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate DRDO. I mean, after all, there are a lot of young men up there in different parts of the country that need chapatis, and I'm really glad that they've produced this, point number one. Point number two is I congratulate Basix and their whole team for taking this technology and essentially linking it to self-help groups. You know, if you look ahead, we are about 1.2 billion people, and probably somewhere between a third to maybe 40% of them may be wheat eating. these patterns vary. But even if you say 1/3, actually it's probably closer to 40%. Then you're really talking about 480 million people are eating chapatis. Now, the current economics is one in which women do not work outside the home, at least in very large numbers of families, and therefore they are in a position to do this kind of cooking. But look 20 years ahead. 20 years, by the way, is quite a long time in the sense that if we continue to grow at the rate we are growing, per capita income will quadruple. So we will be 4 times as rich, 4 times. Not everybody won't be, but 4 times a big increase. And my guess is that the involvement, education of women, their involvement in the workforce, and even their involvement in the home in other activities than cooking, you have to assume that the willingness of women to do chapati-oriented cooking is going to go down massively. And I think, therefore, the demand for a moderately edible pre-cooked chapati has to be very high. Second, I'm really glad that you're linking it up with SHGs, because after all, it's a highly, potentially a very decentralized market. So if we can make life a lot easier in rural areas increasingly, particularly with the feminization of agriculture, the men are going away into urban areas and the women are actually not cooking chapatis only, but they're actually doing all the farming. So the truth of the matter is that even in rural areas, there will be a local market for these products. Secondly, the midday meals program, which is a massive program and a very good one. I mean, at the moment, it is not in a position to really provide chapatis simply because it's not possible for one helper to cook chapatis for that many children. They do provide rice, but they don't have the alternative of providing chapatis. And it seems to me that if this thing works, and if it's SAG so that they're doing it themselves, it should be possible to integrate this into the midday meal program. I had a taste of this chapati actually, and it's cold but quite edible. I'm taking away a packet, so I'll heat it up for lunch and see what it looks like.